off depressing, but it started off, yeah. Well, I asked Juan, I was like, what are you up to, dude? And he's like, oh, I'm about to put on some Seinfeld. And
You're
I
like, join
fucking
the group,
I love
join the
Seinfeld.
conversation. I love it.
Seinfeld, one of the best,
What?
one of the best sitcoms of all time. You can watch it forever. The dry humor is amazing. Yeah, and it was so good. I named one of our dogs after one of the characters, and then the dog fucking gets hit by a car. Motherfucker.
And that
That's
was one of the things when I was younger. I was probably like only 10 when it came out, but I had older sisters who watched it. And it was just something about it that resonated with me as we got old. I have a twin brother. And then as we got older, we would just throw it on. And it was just something about watching it. It brought us that nostalgia feeling and just like that hominess. So it's kind of
How
relaxing vibe.
how old are
and
you?
are you currently with someone? Talk about your relationship status right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I have a girlfriend right now, and we've been dating since. It's kind of crazy though. So we've been dating since about November 19th actually. But see, the thing was, I was married for 10 years, and throughout my marriage, I always struggled with alcohol. And let me know if I'm just going too deep, but yeah, so I always struggled
Absolutely
with
not.
alcohol. And when I was 23, I decided, it just wasn't for me. I'm gonna stop drinking. Uh,
Yeah.
and I turned my life around. And so, I started working as a dishwasher, and I didn't want to be a dishwasher. I always wanted to be a cop. And so I knew inside of me like I was just gonna keep going until I got to my goal. So, uh, 2013, I met my wife. She worked at the casino, and I just seen her, and she was a supervisor for the cashiers, and she walked in, and she was just like in charge and tall, beautiful, like everything. Like she just had a personality, and I loved it, and that was what I was attracted to her about. Um, so we hit it off, and then so I was working there, and I started working my way up. Started working for maintenance, and then for maintenance, I became a supervisor, and it was really good money, but I was stagnant, and I wanted to still be a cop. So I went to the academy, graduated, and then I became a cop. And then with that,
Congratulations. You
thank you.
pushed through with what you wanted to do. Good.
Yeah, and there's a lot. I'm giving you kind of the short version of it. There's a lot to it. Prior to that, I had a DUI, so I didn't think I was gonna get hired at all. So through the grace of God and hard work and dedication, I showed that turned myself around and that I was gonna do it. So um, I
Wait, I got
became
a
a cop.
question. I got to
I'm
ask you a
sorry.
question. I got to ask you a question for everyone in the audience because we're all wondering. I'm the only one that's going to say it though. So you get a DUI, but you still get accepted to the police academy and become a police officer. Now here's the question:
Mhm.
how many people did you let off that should have gotten DUIs because of the bad karma that would have brought? Anybody get
Okay,
off?
so in law enforcement, there's letter of the law and spirit of the law. So letter of the
All
law
right.
says this is what the law, this is what I follow, this is black and white. Spirit of the law says this is a crime, like running a stop sign, but sometimes you don't give a ticket, sometimes you give a counseling. So sometimes sometimes there's situations where it's someone's able to take the vehicle over, and there's somebody there, and we could prevent a lot of issues for everybody. And sometimes we take that route. We don't, not a lot, but sometimes it's taken. uh but
That's a good
that's the
question.
That's
political
a
man.
good guy. It's a good guy. That's a good guy right there. I got let off one
And
time. I got a let off story that I can tell later, but yeah, I got let off one time and that would have fucked me if I wouldn't have gotten let off.
oh yeah, they're nothing nice, man. But with the work, it came stress with the marriage. And we had kids. We have three beautiful daughters, and I was working a lot. She was a great woman, but I was working a lot, and I was just away from the family a lot. And there was, a lot of temptation happened. And when something's not getting happening at home, you're gonna find it somewhere else at times. And that's the truth of it. And I do suffer from PTSD from my job and from a lot of things. And down there, you're in the military, you experienced it. And so it's not an excuse, but sometimes we use things as crutches to get us by, because that's
Always.
all we know. We're not going to say, "Hey, I'm fucked up. I need help. I want to be that macho guy and handle it, and I'm going to be able. This is how it's going to get me by." And that's what I did. I figured out that's the wrong way, obviously, but that's how I handled it during that time. And so throughout this, I ended up messaging my ex. My wife found out. We we had a lot of issues after that, but we had got pregnant. So we stayed together, and which we shouldn't have. It was bad for her, it's bad for me. We weren't happy. We were just coexisting at that point. And so 2023, I'm gonna plug my phone in because it might die. But 2023 was a rough year. One of my buddies that helped me get onto the SWAT team where I'm working at now, he had taken his life on duty, and it was just, there's a feeling that you get when like you're a cop and you want to help people, and you're just there, you want to solve issues, and you just want to tell them what to do, tell me what to do. And
Yeah.
there's just, there's nothing you can do. That's that. And now you move forward with it. And
Helpless.
another thing was a coping skill was drinking. So when I experienced that, I started drinking again. And 2025, my wife found out I was drinking, and she had kicked me out. And then at that point, I'm still working, I'm still doing all what I'm doing, but sorry, I'm still doing all what I'm doing, but I'm going through it, and I'm
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of stuff. And I
I
just
mean,
want to go ahead.
that's an enormous amount for one person to carry. Like losing a friend, a colleague, right, to suicide, especially someone that really you served alongside, can change in ways that other people just don't fully understand, right? Unless they've been there. But I think really what matters now is not only why it happened, but what you do with it, right? Like just
Yes.
like you being here right now and being honest with that and being able to share that, get real support for PTSD and grief and rebuild trust through consistent actions rather than just promises. Like that is huge that you're
Mhm.
on this call right now and you're able to share that story. And you're going to help so many other people out there who have been through similar struggles, right? And
Mhm.
it's not even just about the alcohol, it's not even about the PTSD or the stress. Like the amount of willpower it takes to wake up every single day and tell yourself like I can fucking do it and I'm going to continue to do it, right? And I
Yeah.
also acknowledge something else, like staying together only because of a pregnancy. That's something that I commonly get a lot of guys saying to me, can easily turn into years of nearly coexisting, right? And a relationship cannot
Hmm.
heal unless both people eventually choose it again and not just to tolerate it, right? So I think, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you got to that point, right? Where you eventually realize that and you're on a better mend. But how is your relationship right now?
It's great. It's great. Throughout that time, I did go to rehab. I came back. I learned a lot of skills, and it taught me that the feelings I feel, it's okay, and I could talk to people about it, and I don't have to have this macho mentality, and I don't have to fit in with all these. I could be myself. Like I could do what I like, and I could say how I feel, and that's all right. I don't have to fall in line with all these other, like, just because we're on the same team, we don't have to all be the same personality. I got my own stuff going on, and that's fine. We're all our own human beings. And with my relationship, it's like she brings peace to me. And like I feel like I have a voice.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
it's great, and it's I'm happy, very happy.
You're
Yeah.
doing absolute right thing in being here and being vulnerable and sharing your story. I'm telling you, like the amount that it takes for you just to get here to share that story is fucking huge. And you need to keep telling yourself every single day that you have made such big leaps and bounds in your life. Right? The past doesn't define you. It's who it is that you're person and where it is that you're going. You clearly have goals and aspirations, and everything that's happened to you up until this point does not define you, but it has just made you a stronger person. And sometimes it takes crazy things in our life to happen for you to
Mhm.
actually realize that.
And it seems so scary, like when we stayed together, and my dad left when I was young, so I wanted to stay with the family, and it's everything
Yeah.
seems scary. Like I don't want anything to change, and like now, where I'm at now, I'm up every day at 4 in the morning. It's now 3:30. I changed it up, but I'm working. Me and my girl are working out every morning. Our diet's on point. 6% body fat. Like it's crazy. Like everything changed. Everything's going great, and it's just you make these small changes, and my relationship's great, my workout's great, like everything just falls in line when you put him first, and we're we're just actors. He's gonna tell us what to do. We don't, and that we have to have faith and know what we're gonna be good people. We're making the right decisions, and the next decision we make is for the better for us, not to take us backwards, but to take us forward. And that's just how I try to live my life every day.
Absolutely. And what would you say are some of your biggest goals for 2026
Hold on, I
right
gotta
now?
read something. I gotta read something.
Biggest goal right now, for 2026.
Hold on, I gotta read something.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
I've been waiting to read this for like I don't know, a couple minutes because this is perfect. This is the perfect time for me to interject this shit. So if you guys don't know, we do the dab and devotional at 3 o'clock Pacific time every day, and this one today is exactly what's happening right now. So I'm gonna read just a little bit of it. It says, "I know you inside and out." So don't try to present a cleaned up version of yourself to me. Wounds that shut away from the light of my love will fester and become wormy. And I pulled up the video. You guys ever seen Gladiator with Russell
Yes.
Crowe?
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
when he has the fucking gash on his shoulder and there's fucking maggots
Mm.
inside of that shit. That's the nastiest fucking I literally that thing is scarred in my fucking mind. But that nasty fucking cut with worms coming out of it is what happens to uh us if we don't face the things that we don't like about ourselves.
Yeah.
Mm.
If we
Very
don't
well said.
Yeah, if we try to like hide those things from God, uh like it's so stupid, right? Like you have kids, right? Juan, I have a kid.
Yeah, yes,
And
sir. 3 daughters.
yeah, dog, and like man, I bet that's fucking awesome. I get to see my kid coming up real soon. I'm really excited about it.
Mhm.
And what a lot of you guys don't know about dad energy, girl dad energy is like you like unlock like a
It's
new
on a different
level.
level here.
Yeah, you unlock like a new level of ability. Um, but anyhow, if you don't face those things that you don't like about yourself, they fester and then they start to infect the rest of your life. And you can't hide those things from God. And so I said you have kids, right? And it's like when one of your kids like goes behind the couch with the scissors and cuts their hair, and you're like, motherfucker, I know what you are doing. I know what is happening back there, right? It's like it's that level of simplicity when we try to hide shit from God. He's just like looking at you like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I'm right here. Are you kidding me? All right, all right, let's see what happens. And then that's what happens is like whatever you decide to hide, he'll let you hide it. He'll let you hide it for a while and he'll let you fucking push it down like a real man. But then eventually, like those fucking maggots
Mhm.
start pressing out, and shit starts getting fucked up all over the place. That's what happened to me when that temptation that you were talking about earlier. A lot of stress. You find that comfort in somebody else instead of you know
Or drugs,
yeah,
anything.
something like that, right? Like that temptation comes in and it's actually okay for a while. Like you might even like get some positive results. You might even feel better. You might even be doing, your job better or something. Like it
Mhm.
fucking tricks you for a while. And
Mhm.
then and then it just infects everything. So Yeah, that's we have a very similar story, man, and I'm glad that you've been able to find a new relationship
Mhm.
that actually works. What do you think's the difference?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, and you know, my girl's mom, she's a great woman, and she's a great wife and a great mother, and you know, we could all improve in certain areas, but I feel like the biggest thing is like that I changed myself a lot. And because I'm gonna call a spade, that's me. I was a lot of the problem, and I fixed a lot of the issues. It's unfortunate that I waited this, you know, this long to do it, but hey, I'm doing it now, and you know, my kids are happy, and I want her to be happy, and you know, that's all I can pray for, and you know, the rest is, you know, pray and get out the way.
And well,
What's
and
the
that's the other thing
uh,
that I always tell people too. It's like, you know, you don't like being a good man does not mean never falling apart, right? Like it means taking responsibility as you're doing right now, getting help, repairing the damage, and refusing to pass your pain onto the people you love, right? Like you clearly have girls that you're in love with, and the greatest way to honor the people that, you know, are no longer in our lives is to become, you know, someone that's learned from those experiences. I always say that, you know, I've been in abusive relationships, and, you know, you don't necessarily get over the grief by forgetting the person, but you move forward by carrying what they taught you in the way that you
Mhm.
live. And you can learn things from, you know, your experiences of things that, you know, you don't want in a relationship or things that you do want in a relationship. And I always think to myself, like, you have to go through those experiences to understand yourself as a person, right? It's all a blessing in disguise. Like, there's no lessons, there's no experiences that happen in life that I always say that go unnoticed or that don't contribute to your life at some point in stage.
Yeah,
how do you
and I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just had like a practical question for everyone. Uh, how do you, because I have this problem, how do you, how would you advise somebody to not text their ex?
I would say the biggest thing is play the tape out. What you're wanting to text her, you're in some type of emotion. I would say walk away, play the tape out, think about it. I'm gonna send this. We know how our exes think. We know exactly what we say, what's gonna push their buttons. So play the tape out. Is it worth it? She's gonna get upset. What are you gonna win? There's nothing to win. You guys both lose. So I mean, when you think about it, play the whole tape through and see what the outcome is. I think majority of the time we were not going to send that text.
Yeah. And I always say that before you text your ex, always just stop for a minute and just ask yourself, like, what are you actually looking for in that moment? Is it closure? Is it validation? Is it, you know, you forgot a dirty pair of underwear that you really want back? Is it attention? Is it escape, familiarity? Like, are you lonely? Because most of the time, I always say that texting an ex is not about the ex, right? It's about trying to soothe something that's basically uncomfortable that already exists inside yourself. So I always go with the 24-hour rule. Like, I don't send anything while you're still emotional, but write the message in your notes, right? You can send it to a trusted friend if you want, go for a walk, whatever it is, train hard, and then ask one question like, will sending this message improve my life and protect the people that I care about, essentially? Or is it going to create damage that I then have to explain tomorrow that's going to make the situation worse, right? So I always say,
one Hundred
give,
percent.
yeah, give the 24-hour rule. And do not trade a temporary feeling for a permanent consequence. That's always what I always say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I just learned two new things. Play the tape out, which is an incredible analogy because often the thought is just I'm gonna text my ex and then there's literally no thoughts after that.
To be
None.
continued.
Yeah, none. It's just like
Yeah.
I hit a wall. Like there's nothing fucking there. But that's good. Just like logically fucking say what would happen next. Okay, well she would probably respond with this. And
Yeah, like
then
role play it for
and
yourself.
and then she'd probably want a FaceTime. And then what would happen on the FaceTime? Blah 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 blah. And then you'd hang up and you'd spend 2 hours and now you're gonna get to bed late and you're gonna wake up tomorrow fucking sleep hungover and now you got another fucking thing you gotta deal with.
Mhm.
And then
Yep.
that would be enough for me to go, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't need the stress in my life, right? Like
And
it's
then
you, yeah.
and the 24-hour rule. The 24-hour rule, that's a good one. The only problem with the 24-hour rule, maybe you can help me on this one. The 24-hour rule, but it keeps happening. Like it keeps coming out. Like every 24 hours, I want to text her again. So that's the 24-hour rule, and now I still want to do it. So do I just keep rerunning the 24-hour rule? Is it like a trick
Well,
thing?
so what I sort of say is that it'll eventually either fade out or you will feel different feelings at the 24-hour mark.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the exact same. Like if the urge is still after 24 hours, I wouldn't just restart the clock and then keep negotiating with yourself. Like I would say kind of like this, creating this no contract rule with yourself, right? Like delete the conversation, remove the number, unfollow them,
Oh yeah, I already
and
did
don't
all that.
rely on willpower when you're already lonely, angry, or whatever it is, grieving, right? Like just ask yourself what texting your ex is giving you emotionally and find a healthier place to then meet that need, right? So the rule should be I do not contact my ex while I'm committed to rebuilding my relationship or whatever, right? Like an urge can return every single day, but that does not mean that you should act on it. It means that there is something underneath it that you still need to address. So I would put the homework back to yourself, like stop treating it like a message that you're postponing, treat it like, almost like a door that you have to choose to close.
All right, I gotta show you guys something. I gotta show you guys something inside of the enhanced man. The Enhanced Man is me and Nicole's community that we just started, where we teach people how to get jacked, get rich. And I usually used to say, then get a chick. But
Mhm.
Nicole actually knows things about relationships, so she's in charge of that part. But anyways, inside of the classroom here, you come over here to the spirituality tab. This is where we do the dab and devotional. But I have a therapist that I see every week. And I was telling my stream earlier that like I have all these things put in place in my life. Like I have a behavioral therapist, I have a physical therapist, I have a performance therapist that like helps me with like mindset
Yeah.
shit. I have I have a bodybuilding coach that tells me what to fucking eat and everything to do, right? So like I have all these things in place in my life. I have the dab and devotional, and they're all in place just to protect myself from myself. Does that make sense? Like, because I'm the thing that's fucking crazy. And so
Yeah.
I'm aware of that. So I got to make sure I have all these fucking people checking in on me every week to make sure I don't lose my goddamn mind. But my behavioral therapist, Willie, he's a pastor, but he's also a therapist, and he has this ebook right here that he let me put in our community, and it's in Willie's like a big black dude. He's awesome, uh,
That's
uh, and he has this book called "Sadness is a Pimp." Sadness is a Pimp. Does he have the cover in here? He has another one that has a really cool cover on it. But Sadness is a Pimp is all about how the first of all, like the overlying principle is that you are not your feelings.
Mhm.
You are not your feelings. You can get a crazy ass fucking feeling that you don't actually have to act on, right? We get those all the time,
Yeah.
right? A crazy fucking feel like, where did that come from? Why do I have this sudden urge to just fucking, or maybe somebody cuts you off in traffic and you start fucking road raging and fucking flipping them off and screaming. I'm not a road rage person, but I've been in the car with some road rage people, and I'm like, that like they become a different fucking person. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can be guilty with road rage sometimes. Definitely
Holy,
guilty there sometimes.
holy, yeah, holy crap! I have no problem with people cutting me off. Go ahead, go for it. Um, but yeah,
People are
like
too
they,
crazy nowadays. You never know what's gonna happen.
No,
right.
exactly.
But you become a different person, just like when you're drunk, right? Like you can
Mhm.
become a different person, and you can do all of these things that you would just not normally do. And
Yeah.
so Willie says that the actual origin of a crazy ass fucking feeling comes from sadness. And he says it's sadness because it's the only feeling that you can think about this. Think about this right now. Think about sadness. Think about how to feel sad actually sometimes feels good, right? Like a good cry
Well, I was
or
just gonna say, like, how many guys
Mhm.
have actually showered and just have started bawling in the shower, and they feel so much better afterwards. The amount of people that have told me that, I can't even.
Yeah. Yeah. So what Willie says, he goes, that big dopamine get you get after being
That's
sad
what
and
it is.
shit. He goes,
Yeah.
That's the fucking pimp sinking his teeth into you." And so
Mm.
you start getting like you start actually liking the feeling of being sad. Like it's okay to be sad. Right. And we'll do things like, chicks get broken up with, right? And they eat fucking ice cream and like that. It's like a whole almost becomes like a fucking ritual. Like when I'm sad, oh, I eat this, or when I'm sad, I go freaking bang chicks, or when I'm sad, I go rail lines or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally this. I'm discontent with life, so I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna go have. I have this feeling that's not me because sadness has its teeth in me. And then he said, and then what sadness' job is to do is to actually signal over depression. And so once sadness gets on you, then it has you pinned down and depression comes in. And that's when you can't fucking get out of bed. And that's
Yeah.
when every day you feel fucking hopeless. And that's when every day you have no fucking feelings toward anyone. And you're just like, oh, none of this even fucking matters anyway. It's whatever. Who cares? Oh, let's just drink. Let's just party. Let's just fucking drive drunk. Let's just do whatever. Does none of this fucking matters. Right? So that's depression. And then depression's job is to signal the unaliving yourself.
Mhm.
And then that's the complete cycle of sadness. Is it gets you in to feel good about being sad, then depression gets on you, then unaliving yourself gets you, and then that's the end.
Yeah.
And that's the end, right? And it all starts with sadness. So that's what this whole book is about, and it's really fucking good. And
Mm.
what and it may sound a little crazy right now. And the first time that I talked with him about it, I was with my ex still, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, like Willie says, I would tell her like sadness is a pimp, and she'd be like, yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. But we're not together anymore, and I have a way better life than I did previously. And
Yeah.
it's understanding that whatever feeling is on you, like a big one for me is like lust. Like you can actually take the feeling and remove it from yourself. You can
Yeah.
get it. You
And
can
it's
get
almost
it
like a training.
off of
Like you
you.
have to train yourself to do it. It
Yeah.
takes cognizant effort to do it.
Um, I've they always give like the therapist or Will he like gives me like these recommendations to like change your physical state, right? When you have a feeling. So like an easy one is like grabbing an ice cube. Do you guys have an ice cube next to you at any point? Like any close
Right,
by?
right now, no, I can go grab one though.
Yeah, can you go grab an ice cube? Juan, can you grab an ice cube? Watch this shit. Watch.
Give me two
If you're
minutes.
if you're watching on the stream, fucking get a ice cube. I forgot you're probably gonna need a paper towel as well because it gets a little messy.
Yeah.
All right. So if you ever have a feeling that you don't want to have, right, or if you're thinking about shit that you don't want to think about, right, it's fucking like maybe it's like as simple as like freaking masturbating, right? Like that's one that I have to fight with, right? And so anytime that temptation, that thing I don't like about myself comes up, you just grab a fucking ice cube. And you know what you do?
Okay, got my ice cube.
Okay, so I was just telling the chat. So whenever you have a feeling that you
Yep.
don't want, something that is clogging up your mind, that you know is unproductive, that you know is not what is on the path for you, that you feel guilty doing, that you know is going to give you insane amounts of pleasure, but afterwards you're going to be disappointed in yourself. Grab an ice cube
Okay.
and just hold this motherfucker until it completely melts. Okay? And this shit is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. It is in my hand. It's dripping all over the place already. Just hold it.
I'm holding it.
Just hold it. And you can just do, you can do whatever. You can do whatever. You can fucking scroll on your phone. You can, don't go for a walk outside because it's fucking 107 degrees in Vegas, and that's fucking cheating. But no, you got to sit here and you got to fucking hold this thing and let it drip all over yourself. Right.
Mhm.
And then when it's done dripping, if you still want to do the thing, go ahead. Fucking do it. It's on you. But you got to
know
at
what?
least do this.
I also wanted to say I love that. I'm wondering if, and especially you, because you have a cold plunge, if like something similar can be done there. It's like
Yeah,
cold
yeah,
plunge force you to shut everything off, right? Like you
yeah.
can't even think. Like you can't read a book during a cold plunge. You can't open a
Right.
text during a cold plunge, right? So it's almost like I'm thinking about it in a very similar fashion of being like, if you have a shit idea that you know is a bad idea, go in a cold plunge, fill a bath with ice, and just sit in there for as long as you can and try and sort of go through that thought.
Yeah, this is your mini cold plunge right here. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
cold plunge fuck you up. Um, the other thing too, like, uh, you can use your words. As silly as that sounds, use your words. It's literally the most low effort thing that you can do that actually fucking works. Because if you verbalize, you're just like if you like, all right, if you verbalize, I'm about to go cheat on my wife.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go cheat on my wife right now. You can literally tell yourself, dude, look yourself, just like, dude, don't go cheat on your wife. You don't want to do that right now. That is not a good fucking idea. That is gonna lead to a bunch of fucking trouble. Like you said, play the tape out, but play the tape out literally out loud on speakerphone. Because if you play it in your head, it doesn't sound that bad, right? You don't sound fucking crazy in your head ever. I sound fucking smart in my head. I win 100,000 arguments a year in my shower in my head every fucking year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's when I actually speak the words, I'm like, that's fucking insanity. That's also the reason of like fourth talk therapy. If you guys didn't know, that's like the whole premise behind talk therapy is you get the person to
Oh,
verbalize their feeling, and then you help them realize that they are not their feelings.
yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
this hurts.
Yeah.
I'm still in.
What
Look,
I was just gonna say, like when I was
I'm
in rehab,
still.
and the therapist, one of the things they said about the feelings was it's like a doorway. Like it's all right, you can feel those feelings, but you know when you walk through there, you're feeling it. But walk through that doorway and then close it. Understand why you're feeling it, but then close it and leave it there. Don't stay in
That's
that
what
doorway.
exactly. And that's what I always say is you want to add friction, right? What is that friction? Is it blocking the number? Is it uninstalling an app? Is it restricting access? Is it removing yourself from a triggering environment, right? Like you want to add friction during that point. And maybe the friction is the ice cube. Maybe the friction is going into a cold plunge. I'm also curious to know your thoughts and even Daniel, like you going through therapy, did it take you a long time to find someone that you could trust and talk to, or was it like immediate? You knew that was the one that you can open up to? Did you have reservations between it being a guy versus a girl? Like, I'm curious to know both of your thoughts about that.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
every time every time I've done this, I've been incredibly successful. All right. So when I first hired a business mentor,
Hmm.
um, I hired a guy named Ted Carr. You can look him up on Instagram. His handle is Fruitarian. And he is a fruitarian. He weighs about like 160 pounds. Skinny little white dude. He's a fruitarian. He doesn't wear deodorant. He only eats fruit. He just fucking walks in the forest all day long. Doesn't really do technology that much. But the dude's a fucking business savant, and he
Yeah.
makes a lot of money. And so uh, I hired him specifically because he was literally the exact opposite of me. Other than not being a girl, everything about him was completely the opposite. Very like he's left leaning. Vegan, like killing animals is horrible, the worst sin in the world. Like hardcore vegan shit. And he helped me build a fucking amazing business. And I got that idea hiring someone completely opposite of me from hiring my first therapist. I was living in Texas at the time, and I hired uh, basically a blue-haired, super liberal, lesbian, female, triple vaxxed therapist who looked me dead in the eye and said, "You are bipolar manic and fucking dangerous. You are dangerous, dude." And she fucking hated my guts. And I would fucking battle her and I was with her as I was getting expelled from school, and she was like, "You're fucking manic." She was like, "All the stories you're telling me right now that all that they're saying that you're saying they're wrong, and they're saying you did that." She's like, "You are fucking manic, dude." And I didn't believe her. But I took the meds. I went to therapy every fucking week. I hated going to it,
And sorry,
and
what was her role, Danielle? What was her?
she was my therapist.
But like, okay, so
Like
okay, was there no
I just hired her
specialization?
off. Yeah, I just hired off for BetterHelp
Okay,
because yeah, like a lot of shit was happening all at once in my life. I was getting expelled, I was getting divorced, I was having a kid, I had an acne breakout, I was like trying to start social media and bodybuilding. I was just fucking myself every which way from Sunday. And so yeah, and she's the one that basically like told me that I had this illness and that I needed to live an entirely different life. And so, yeah, I did. And I was with her for a year and a half. And then when I moved to Vegas, she didn't have a Nevada license, and she sure as shit wasn't looking to do me any favors. So she was happy.
this was in person, right?
No, it was all online.
Oh, so even when you moved, it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all online. I fucking battled her every week. I hated it, but I went every single week, and that's how I figured out
It's
that
insane.
actually I'm the problem. I'm the problem. Getting divorced, getting kicked out of school. Like, come on, dude.
And so I want to know, when was that realization for you, when you found out or you felt that you were the problem? What was that clicking? What was that turning point for you?
Well, I knew I was the problem in certain parts of my life. Like I for sure knew I was the problem in certain parts of my life, but then there was other parts of my life where I completely felt like the victim. Like I had a target on my back. That was at the university. I was like, they don't like me because I'm not vaxxed, which was true. They don't like me because I'm older than everybody else, and I asked the teachers fucking hard questions and shit, and sometimes I challenged their authority, and just it was just but I was always I was it was always like, you're the one behaving poorly. You can't crack jokes like that in school. You can't, like, it was just a super liberal fucking private university, and I got kicked out. And yeah, I literally felt like the victim. But yeah, like I don't know, just certain parts of my life I was knew I was the problem, and then the other parts I just felt like a victim, which is exactly what the fucking illness does to you.
Yeah.
Shitty stuff. What else should we talk about? Chat?
What are you seeing in your streaming chat right now, if there's anything?
Nothing. They were just like, this is cool.
Hmm.
They're,
But one thing I
So
want to go back to, if that's all right, just real quick.
hit
Earlier
it.
that devotional you did, Dan. The reason, one thing I want to say was the reason that, like, the way I talk is like I'm an open book, and I'm 37, and the thing is like, all if somebody went through like similar experiences that I went through, and they're trying to still put on that same facade and like trying to just be that dude. Like I'm hoping like my message, or because I just started getting doing like social media stuff and all that, but I'm hoping like through that it could touch other people to get help sooner rather than later, because it was, like it could get pretty rough down that road if you don't.
Well, that's
And
hopefully
that
what this group
and
will be.
that's why you're here. But it also, I'm sure there's a part of you that is you feel better being able to talk about it, right? Like it's almost like you create this path for yourself, almost like a validating thing that, what I've done in the past is now helping to build the future, but it's also going to prevent a lot of people from making the same, whether you want to call them mistakes or those emotional stressors down the road.
Yeah, and
So
like Dan said, it was looking at it as the victim or am I the problem? I try to look at it as just different perspective outside of me, just like through someone else's lens at the situation I'm in, and take me out of it and just put someone else in it. And I'm just looking at, okay, this is what's going on. And I just try to make the right decision that's going to help everybody. And that's how kind of I view life, just as
yeah.
a better perspective, instead of just always, for me, I was a negative dude. I was sad, I wasn't happy, so like of course I wasn't going to be happy. So you know
But that's for a
now
lot of people. That's a lot of people go through the same thing. And it's actually interesting. A question that I was asked the other day, and I guess it relates to both of you have been married. And like, can a good man still be a terrible husband? Right? That's something that I was asked, and I'm also curious to know what your thoughts are. Like,
I would say like what you classify as a good man, because like I thought, for me, I thought like I was doing everything right. Obviously up until the cheating, but like in my career, like I was trying to get ahead for our family. Like I was taking on more assignments. I got on the SWAT team. I was on the union. Uh, I was doing all these extra things, and I felt as if she was wanting me to do it for the family, for the betterment of the family. And so
yeah.
I kept doing it, and then so I felt like that was me being a good man. But then I wasn't being a good, maybe a good dad, neglecting the kids at times because I would have to go get called out or whatnot, or maybe sometimes a husband because I would have to leave at times. But
Yeah.
I guess it kind of just depends what we're classifying it as, because I felt like I was in some areas, but not so great in others.
And that's the thing, right? It's very admirable that you were pushing so hard because you thought that that's what the family needed, right? In terms of taking on additional jobs and taking on additional side work. But then there's other sort of area. Daniel, you're killing me with your arm up. I love it.
Are you
But
guys still
there's
doing
other
it?
parts that people create assumptions for. Well, the communication is dying down. I'm not able to see my partner as often, right? So it's also sometimes that lack of communication or misconception in terms of what one person actually feels versus what's actually going on in a relationship. But
I got a question. Are you guys still holding your ice cube?
Mine melted all the way, brother.
no, yeah,
God damn.
I don't know if you can see, but this whole thing is covered in water because it's so hot here.
You guys
Like a
got some fucking weak ass AC or something. My shit's still fucking in my hand. Um, all right. I'm about to fuck you up with something right now. This is good that we're both on this call, Nicole. Uh, here's my ask the question again.
the question I just asked:
Yeah.
can a good man still be a terrible husband?
All
That's
right.
the question.
I'm gonna fuck you up right here. So, the first of all, the question is we don't know what perspective the we're supposed to take when we answer that question. Are we taking the perspective from the man, or are we taking just from the
Mm.
perspective of the woman? So there's two answers to that question, but actually neither of them even fucking matter. You want to know why? Because
Why?
men and women understand each other just enough to reproduce. Write that down. It'll be the most valuable thing you ever learn about relationships. Men and women understand each other just enough to reproduce. The rest of it is just a fucking dance. You ever danced with a new partner before? Do a two-step with a new partner, and you just like, you fuck up every now and again, and then sometimes you're in rhythm, and then other times you fuck it up, and then you got to get back in rhythm. That's the whole relationship thing. It's a dance, and sometimes it looks good, and other times you both look like you're fumble fucking everything every which way from Sunday. So, uh, neither of those perspectives matter. And I know exactly what what happened here is the man thinks we need to do more. The woman thinks we need to do less.
Typically. So, and I would challenge actually what you said with another question. This is just a total debate. Can I ask the question?
Yeah.
So, okay, your point about men and women, if I remember this correctly, so understand each other just enough to reproduce, the rest is basically just a dance. So my question back to that in a debate would be, are men and women truly difficult to understand, or are we just really poor communicators that are hiding behind a gender?
I don't even understand the question because we don't understand each other enough. We can only reproduce.
Isn't that amazing? So maybe we just proved an experiment here.
I would say that was my biggest hiccup, is that the communication portion. Whenever I had an issue,
Yeah.
it was we were wanting the same outcome, but it just we weren't communicating it together. So
Well, my hand's fucking burnt.
Well, this has been a very, very good conversation. And
Yeah, dude. Are
Juan,
you in the
thank
group? Are you
you
in the
so
group
much
one?
for sharing your story. What's that?
Are you in the enhanced man group?
yeah, the one where you gave us the link.
That's my broadcast channel.
Okay. I don't know if I'm in the other one.
You have to join this one for sure.
Okay.
Here, I'll give you the
Juan, where are you located?
California.
I'm in the Central Valley of between Fresno and Bakersfield. Those are
I
the
knew
biggest
it.
cities around me.
Which state?
California.
California. Okay.
It's crazy. I didn't even think like this was gonna happen. I was just like, I'm gonna jump on and they're gonna talk about
Yeah.
like some divorce stuff. Like, cool, I could listen up, and then I turn it on and Dan's like, hey, what's up, Juan?
I'm like, what's up? My dog died.
Love it.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh, my fucking hand hurts. I'm slow on this mouse right now. Son of a bitch. All right. Oh, Discord link. I got you. I got you. I got you. Oh, copy. All right. Well, that was fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're
thank
all
both
cool.
of you guys. It was cool.
We're all cool with
Yeah,
that.
for sure. And thanks,
all,
Daniel, for streaming this.
yeah, we're all cool with this being on the internet.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. Disclaimer complete.
Disclaimer: we've got everyone's permission on here.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude. So we do these calls. Next week's gonna be different, just because I got to do some traveling. But I mean, the calls won't be different. They're just I won't be there. But we do these on what is it? Tuesdays. We do these on Tuesdays. We do calls on Thursdays, and we do calls on Sundays. And
All right.
it's all focused on kind of like my three main keys to success as a male, at least up until this point. Get jacked, get rich,
Get a chick.
then get a chick.
The other thing too,
So
Dan, I got my book. I started it on Monday.
yeah,
Journaling?
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I know where Dan said do the list, where I did every hour I'm doing something, and then I
Yeah.
got my lessons learned and then my proud moments. So
Boom.
Unreal.
thank you, brother.
That's a
Listen,
good one.
Juan,
I have a
put that
full
in
video
the,
on
put that
that.
in the community group. Seriously.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll put
that's
that in there.
that's like one of the things. Like when you come into the community, like you have to do that. Like you have to like post a picture of it and shit. So yeah, dude,
For
this
sure.
will this you will be surprised how much you can accomplish like just doing this like for 1 week straight. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Till next time.